Okay, so welcome to Tier 1. What we're going to do is just give you a walk through the warehouse just so you can see what happens for an asset as it goes through the facility. Okay, so this section is our prep area. So everything's been collected on site by our courier partners and arrives back at Tier 1. I'm just going to show you some collection paperwork that we use for this. So on a consignment, you'll notice it's got the consignment code. So this is the customer client number, and this is the collection number. So everything we're going to book in against this client is done against the reference number 33031. You'll notice that we've thought we're going to collect 26 desktops, which we did. We actually collected one more TFT than we anticipated, but we're recording all of this here, along with the client signature and our signature. And at the same time, we also have the security seals. So we use a security seal solution. So over here, for example, I'm not sure if you can see that reference number there, 23733, that's one of the seal numbers, and 203733 is on here. So what we're making sure of is that every data-bearing asset is secured in a seal crate during transportation. So on site it's secured, it's recorded, it's signed for by the client. When it arrives at Tier 1, the first thing we do is ensure that the seal numbers, A, that the seals are intact, and B, that the seal numbers match. If that happens, then we know nothing has been tampered with during the transportation process. So we're now in the prep area. So once we've booked everything in, or at least signed it into the building, we open the collection up on the system at that point, so the clock starts ticking in terms of against our SLA. We then move the consignment over to this section, and what we're doing here is making sure that any waste stream is taken out at this point. There is no point in taking waste further through the process. Anything that's data bearing is always classed as not being waste. It has to be dealt with, so the data is the most important thing. So you can see the collection paperwork the same as we saw before. And what we will do over here is this is all automated on our system, but we have the collection reference number, and then we'll also put in the number of assets that we think we're going to collect and how many assets we booked in at audit stage. Actually on here we were 3 assets extra against what we thought the client had provided us with, and these were for mobile phones. But everything at this point here is counted, and we will then book it in. Any discrepancies at this point are escalated to the service delivery team. If we get extra TFT monitors, we wouldn't escalate it. The only thing we would escalate is if it's anything to do with data. We're now at audit stage of the process. So once it's been booked in and receipted, it works its way down the lines. And Tom here is going to demonstrate what he does in terms of booking a product and an item into the system. Tom.
First off, get the part number off the machine. We put it in our computers. This brings up some information like model number, small description, and it tells us it's a laptop and what manufacturer it comes from. Then I'm just going to record the serial numbers and any assets on the machines, and then record batteries, if it's got an AC, webcam, DVD drive, and then the license on the machine, and then we put it in our locations and get our barcodes.
So the information we have here, you'll notice from the paperwork from the beginning, that's the collection reference number, the customer number, and the actual asset number from that client. This will go onto the machine now and then follow its way through the system. What we've been booking in against is our own in-house developed TMAC system. It's our own asset tracking system here. And you'll notice one thing that Tom was doing there was booking in the battery, an AC adapter. So against collections we can work out and report back to a customer whether they were missing AC adapters. So if we think there was a value of a certain amount of money, whether it be £5,000, but we're missing 50 AC adapters, we can report back that those AC adapters were missing, and hence the reason we're not going to be able to deliver the original value that we thought. We then move into the test rig. So if you look, if you span across here, you can see all the test rigs that we have. These are all Blanco wired. Blanco is the data wiping software that we use, government approved. Every asset that we use goes through the Blanco data wiping process. If it can't go through Blanco, it fails the process. And it's split between desktop on this side and laptop on that side. So on the desktop side, Lee, can you just talk us through what you do on your system here?
Yes, as they come over from booking in, I'll open up the machine, check all the components are there, power connected, hard drives are in, make sure it's in basic working order. We'll then go onto the rig, which we'll try and get onto the Blanco wipe system. Then there's a 4-sticker process. I'll put a blue sticker on for the check of the hard drive. There'll be a yellow sticker next as I've checked for media, dongles, things like that. And then I will update the report. I'll put a red sticker saying that I've updated that report, and then wait for it to finish, and then have a final orange sticker. Then the PCs come back off the rig after they've been wiped, palletised, and then a report will be done on the whole pallet again, checked to see that they're grade 4 before they go downstairs.
Okay. Also, if you here's a report that's being sent through, so that's been sent successfully. The way we've developed our system is so that as soon as a machine has gone through data wipe, it automatically sends the report back up to our servers, and we've integrated our Blanco server with our TMAC server. So all we're doing is just adding more and more data onto an asset. Thanks, Lee.
Yeah, okay.
Laptops go through exactly the same process. We still run them through a Blanco data wiping process. Anthony here, do you want to just give a demonstration of what you do around testing as well?
Basically what we'll do is once we pick the laptop up off the pallet, we'll start testing. It'll automatically do 4 tests. It'll do the battery, the CPU, the memory and the motherboard. So we'll do our test, which will be the screen. First one is through the colours, make sure any pixels or pressure marks you can spot. And the next one is our keyboard, make sure all our keys are working. And our mouse, make sure all our mouse buttons and the trackpad's working. And then the speaker test. And once that's done, we'll put scan the barcode in, our initials, update it, which will then give us a report of everything, the spec of the laptop, the test, make sure it's all been done, and then we'll send it, and then once it's finished.
So you're now sending the report up to the Blanco server?
And that's the report sent.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
So once all the laptops have been data wiped, they come over onto the cleaning and grading section. So on this side we're going through a clean, so every laptop is cleaned before it's graded. You actually can't grade a machine properly until you've actually cleaned it thoroughly. So the cleaning process takes place over here, and then on this side we then go through the grading process. And the grading process is quite a unique part of the Tier 1 process, because we're actually scanning every single condition code of a laptop. So we're scanning whether it's got a crack on the screen, a crack on the side, any keys missing. We're capturing all of that data here. So when we're selling product and reporting back to clients as well, all the data is captured. And Joe is going to run through a demonstration of that.
Okay. So first thing we do is plug the machine in with the relevant AC, power the machine on. Boot it into the BIOS to make sure there's no passwords present. Check the lid on the machine. Check the lid on the machine and make sure that we note down any damage to the lid. After that, we check the screen bezel. We check the screen, make sure there's no scratches or scuffs on the screen, which there is, so make a note of that. Check the keys. Check the keyboard frame and surround, make sure there's no damage there. It's got a webcam, so we scan it with a webcam. Make sure there's no pressure marks or lines on the screen, fire the machine off. Check around the side plastics and the ports, make sure that none of the ports are damaged, make sure there's no damage to the plastics. Make sure the rubber feet are in place, make sure there's no damage to the base. making sure it's wiped and tested. All the relevant grades are in place. Move it into laptop box and bag it up.
Thanks, Joe. Once the laptop has gone through all of that process, we then go through to the boxing side. So the actual packaging solution is quite important when it comes to buying a refurbished laptop. We want people to be buying a quality refurbished product, and even though they're buying second hand, we don't want them to feel like a second-class citizen. So we've gone to great lengths to get the packaging solution right, to try and get it as close to a new product and an out-of-the-box experience as a new machine. So Howard here is boxing up. And you can see that a machine that comes from Tier 1, we'll put the AC adapter in there as well. It will have the labels on the outside, the barcode. Yeah. And if you receive that, I think you'd be pretty impressed. Thanks, Howard. Okay, so we're now in the bottom warehouse, which is now the finished goods warehouse. So the warehouse you've just been through is our process warehouse. This is all finished goods. And you'll see as you walk down that you've got all the laptops that have gone through the process. They're all now ready, effectively pick and ship. So anybody that places an order on the Tier 1 online website will receive their goods typically within 48 hours. They will receive the product. So a machine arrives in, it's got information on, it's got marks, it's got coffee stains, it's got asset stickers. We make it into a pick and ship product. And here are the desktops again, similar situation. Desktops will then go through a clean, so we have a machine here where we blow all the dust out of machines and prepare them. And then machines go into our refurbishment centre, our Microsoft re-imaging process. So any machine that's going out with an image on, we're going to this centre here. We will then process here to, we've got 72 points, so we can do 72 machines simultaneously. The guys here also check that the grade that Joe has done on the rigs matches when it goes out to a client. Our returns rate is incredibly low. Considering we're selling second-hand product, our returns rate is in the region of 1.6%. And then once everything comes through that process, we then dispatch, again using our T-Max system. We've integrated T-Max into the DPD system. So customers that buy from us will receive a text message to say that their product will be arriving within a particular hour window, which they're in control of changing. So hopefully that's given you a flavour of how an asset finds its way through the system, how secure the process is, how we capture every item that comes through the facility, and how we get value by refurbishing it to a very high standard. Thank you.